raised, he knows these lands like the back of his hand. He loves sharing the culture, history, and beauty of Hawaii. First journey to the east, between seafronts, mind-blowing mountains, and wild waterfalls. Hawaiian born and raised, he knows these lands like the back of his hand. He loves sharing the culture, history and beauty of Hawaii. First journey to the east, between seafronts, mind-blowing mountains and wild waterfalls. American dream. It's punch it or punch out. No way around it.
They don't wanna see you
To the next objective.
Let me show my lens up. Did I pull my pants up? With just a bit of static in your eyes, I can see panic, boy. Don't you try to mess up, or else you need to clean up. Collecting all them checks up, and then you scream my fucks up. Man, all you rappers out here cat. I'm not even mad at that. If you're ready to drive your life, just give me a sign. I am fine with that. I guess that's just a deficit. Your girl, I put some kisses, had her all up in my mentions and her feelings. Plus she's Spanish. From this pressure, I make diamonds. That's why my pen is so polished. I was done with being modest, cause my bro was suicidal. Had my life all up in shambles. That's the cost of being honest. But I do it all again if I'm being completely honest. What is life? Am I even real? Am I asking? Tell me how can I tell? Tracks on the shelf, broke a damn shelf. Woman, I only lose a weight like a Dell. He was in his bag, but it wasn't himself. So when I let him down, he probably needed help. He was walking around the streets with some damage. Think we all walk around with some baggage. They don't wanna see you win. They don't wanna see you win. Don't play pretend. Don't play pretend, dog. You don't wanna see me win. You don't wanna see me win. Boy, don't play pretend. Don't you play pretend, dog. They don't wanna see me win. They don't wanna see you. Boy, don't play pretend. Don't you play pretend, dog. You don't wanna see me win. Don't you wanna see me win.
Okay. How's it going in there? Yeah, Jim here. I'm guessing you've been told I'll be tagging along. That is my car you're driving after all. All right, let's get straight into it. Rock on! I'm here because my boys at Motorfest needed the best possible lineup for this gig, and just so happens, I got the greatest models you can ask for in my garage. Here's the drill. I provide, you drive. That's one lap. Don't get shy now. Every car you'll use in this playlist are part of my personal collection. But hey, that's okay. This was my idea, so don't get all nervous about it. These ponies are made for rough handling. No matter how fast and harsh you drive, they can take it. And I've been told, you know your way around cars anyway. No sweat, just go. Whether you're a musclehead or you're just here for the Discovery Tour, it doesn't matter. If you're into cars, you're gonna love this. Just listen to that V8, like a chunky, down-tuned guitar riff. Another lap to go. You got the path memorized? Then punch it. Kinda reminds me of Jackson, Wyoming. I played there a couple of times. You know, feel good, small town kind of vibe, mountain ranges. I know, we're in Hawaii, but the mind wanders. Gotta say, I like the climate here better. That's it. Fire it up. These cars are meant to roam wild. That's what this playlist is all about.
American muscle cars without talking drag racing. The two are pretty much intertwined. Muscle cars became popular during the 60s. At the time, they were mostly rear-wheel drive cars made from affordable everyday vehicle bases, but equipped with powerful V8 engines from much larger machines. One of the goals in making such performance-focused cars was covering a quarter mile as fast as possible. Can you guess which motor racing sport is about going all out for that very distance? Indeed, drag racing. There's a strip real close. A proper try is better than 1,000 words.
Drag racing time. Don't overthink, just burn and fly. Right on! Well, now that was some run. Keep that gauge in the green zone. A good burn is essential here. Yeah, that was gnarly. Let's do it again. Burn that rubber! You've got pipes, like a backup singer in a metal band.
Are a call for freedom. The freedom to turn an ordinary car into a vehicular marvel, with a state of mind far away from luxury brand strategies and pricing, and the freedom you feel from actually being behind the wheel of said cars. But Jim should be much better than I am at conveying emotions. He's human after all.
Drive fast, hit the checkpoints on time. It's just like that rad game from the 80s. You digging the soundtrack? It's the spot, right? That's my mixtape we're listening to. Meshes well with the sound of the engines, you feel me? I couldn't put you through a muscle car ride without some proper riffs, could I? What are you getting from that Mustang GT? The thing about muscle cars is it's all about that optimal weight-power ratio, which brings top-notch performance, that sweet spot. Past this point, you're in for a serious series of turns. Make sure to stay on the road. Told ya, and there's more coming. But hey, curves are part of the fun. And you'll reach the finish line. Out of the woods. Finish big. This gig's all gravy for you. Am I right?
To the next freedom-infused event, we're going to make an extra stop. We have a little surprise for you. Although in this case, little may be a poor choice of words. Just head towards the beach and you'll understand. We're real close.
They don't stand a chance. Monster trucks need monster beats. I've got the perfect hip-hop jewel for this crowd. Obviously won't handle like a regular Mustang GT. Lucky for you, this is a 2-lap race. You got 1 lap to find your footing and 1 to feed your opponent some dirt. Jump. Now let's crank it to 11. Monster trucks popped up in the late 70s, mostly just for showboating. They only really became a thing in the 80s. Man, that decade truly was something. First lap, time to crush and destroy. Real American monster trucks are used in 2 types of competitions, freestyle stunt and racing. Given Motorfest's racing DNA, we obviously went for the latter. Don't be afraid to use these banked ramps. Ready for takeoff? Yeah! performance, dude. You put on quite a show.
Track. We're heading north for a race through the swamp this time. Don't worry, you'll still be driving a muscle car. The Mustang GT from 2011 is waiting for you as we speak. Except this unit is custom made for off-roading. Jim's passion for muscle cars is not restricted to asphalt. That man would drive muscle cars on the moon if he could. The wind turbines, it'll mean you have arrived. Your opponents are already there. Go on and join the melee. Target locked. Good luck.
ready to gobble up every square mile of swampland if you ask it to. Second lap, keep up with the beat, stay on top. It's a 3-lap brawl this time, don't waver. You can go full speed, through the mud, through water, through the weeds. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. Same goes for these ramps, flat out. All right. Water pond, don't think twice. Make that Mustang jump like the devil is after it. Third and last turn of that swamp cruise. Go for it and don't be afraid to get your wheels dirty. Hold on to your saddle, cowboy. Yeah. That track's so good. Don't listen to me, just listen to this and knock some teeth out. Straight line. Use that nitro. Jump, and you're done. Standing ovation. Show's far from over, though.
The next event is just a few minutes away. A frantic race that goes from the coast to the countryside with an unmistakable Californian vibe. Your next car is one of the most recent entries when it comes to muscle cars. The 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500. Your opponents do not stand a chance.
dude. Bring the thunder. That's the power I'm talking about. Man, I love that song. Hey, where's my guitar? Can't find it, damn it. Bottom line is, with my cars and my songs, you're winning this thing. Period. Have you ever driven from San Diego to Palm Springs? It's a beautiful scenic route. I'm getting kind of the same vibe from this ride. Kick-ass views and nice stretches of asphalt to let your mount run wild. The best things America can offer. Mustang Shelby GT500 is a bit on the modern side. Let me tell you, these cars have come a long way since their first appearance. Used to call them hot rods back in the 50s when greasers just started putting large displacement engines, called big blocks, in cheaper cars. The tech's evolved a great deal since then, but one thing is for sure, the same thrill that drove people to push boundaries back in the day is what's still driving us now. Straight across the roundabout. Don't bother slowing down. Final turn, enter the military base, and that's it. The boys are back in town. There we go. You're first. Couldn't have gone any other way.
the toughest cars, so let's take them to the toughest spots. Face to face with the island's guardian. I'm talking about the volcano, of course. Remember when I told you Jim would drive these cars on the moon if he could? Well, this is as close as it gets. Once again, a Mustang GT specially tuned for off-roading is waiting for you. This car is your best chance to make it through that David versus Goliath kind of trial. See it in the distance. It's waiting for you.
Mustang GT's just the right tool for the job. Check this out. Man, you're gonna have fun. Check out the mountain peak. It's gonna get bumpy. Straight ahead, shoot for the stars. Hey, look at the stands on your left. Looks like you got some spectators. Let's give them their money's worth. Get ready to fly. That's right. One lap. Now taunt that giant one more time. What a badass shot. I'm getting flashbacks of my drives through Arizona. Good bunch of volcanoes there too. And long, winding roads that disappear into the horizon. speed on the descent, but save some of your nitro for the jump. Now, thrusters on full. And we have liftoff. Time for the killing blow. Right on. Center stage, dude. Hit the lights. That's how you rock the house.
It is safe to say that so far this playlist is no picnic. You may even think that we've already seen everything there is to see about muscle cars, and assume it can't get more intense than this. Well, hold on to that thought. Showdown way above the speed limit and way beyond your expectations. Plus, it's a chance to see just how far muscle car customization can go and how cool it can look.
Curves are coming right off the bat. Eagle eye and try to keep your machine under control. Off the winding part of the road. Now you can let the supercharged V8 do the talking. Now you probably figured out by now I'm a massive Shelby GT500 fan. but you're currently driving my meanest one, my special Jimbo Full Power Edition. That car is one of the highlights of my collection. Calls to me in my sleep, it does. And it doesn't take no for an answer. The harbor real soon. Quickly closing in on the finish line. Don't you flinch now. Fire up your guns. That was quite the show. Now all that's left is the encore.
Now know muscle cars have been around since the second half of the 20th century, but somehow we've yet to get you one of the classic oldies. Well, at Jim's request, we decided to catch you on the fly and save the origin story for the grand finale. There's an absolute classic heading your way, a grail among collectors and Jim's greatest pride, the Mustang Boss 429. Prepare for the centerpiece of American muscle car history.
our final show. Let's get loud. You're driving my #1 car, the star of my collection, the 1969 Mustang Boss 429. Name speaks for itself. One of the oldest muscle cars. Still one of the greatest too, honestly. That's some serious driving. Second lap, but no second guessing. Keep it real. The Boss is an icon. It shaped the golden age of muscle cars from the 60s to the early 70s. This was one of the top dogs. The age when these cars stopped being called hot rods or drag racing cars and became muscle cars. That's right. Even though the hot rodding mindset had been around since the early 50s, it wasn't until the 60s that the term muscle car popped up, embodying an entire generation's rebellious state of mind. At that time, if you were into muscle cars or just into cars in general, the place to be was Detroit. Man. Ever heard of Woodward Avenue? A renowned street for car duels back in the day. Lap. Let's end this with a proper charge. Show them who's the boss. Solo, give the audience what they deserve. The muscle car spirit in you. Actually, I know 2 words. You rock. Catch you later.
to claim your reward, driver. Car spirit can be described in many ways, but nothing speaks to it better than a head-on encounter with the Chrome itself. I hope you've enjoyed this wild experience to its fullest. As much as Jim would have liked to stick around, his expertise and passion are already requested elsewhere. But he left a special note for you. It says, "Never thought riding passenger could be this much fun. Keep on rocking. P.S. Hope you'll dig the souvenir." To resume our progression on this playlist. Hawaiian born and raised, he knows these lands like the back of his hand. The culture, history and beauty of Hawaii. First journey to the east, between seafronts, mind-blowing mountains and wild waterfalls.
e na hoa. My name is Keola Nakahiki Raposo. You think you can remember that? Ah, easy, bro. No worries. You can just call me Keola. I was told that you needed someone to show you around. I'm more than happy to share a story or two along the way. You might want to take some pictures of these places, yeah? No worries. I asked Motorfest to take some pics for you. Just cruise and enjoy the ride. The design on this van, that's the Kind style. He's a local street artist that always sets the mood for the sandy beach over there. Save the board. We'll catch some waves later on the North Shore. Get the biggest waves. For now, enjoy the landscape. Take a look at that island over there. That's Molokai. Ko Hawaii Pai'aina, or the Hawaiian archipelago, was said to be pulled up by the magical hook of Maui. That's what my kupuna told me. You can believe it or not. Coconut Resort is just in front. An epic hotel, unfortunately destroyed by a hurricane. The palm trees that line the road is pretty cool. Preps you for the first pit. Another landscape, another photo. Ko'olau Poko. Nah, just another mountain range? It's actually part of a volcano. We're going that way. Easy, easy. It's been sleeping for 2.5 million years now. This is the beast side, Kane Ohe, land of resources in ancient times. Pretty developed now. Check it out though. Not a bad place to live, huh? Check out Manoa Canyon. That's my favorite part of the trail. Cliffs with waterfalls, so peaceful. Right time to recharge your mana. An ice cream shop up the road. Take a break and relax.
was your first ride of discovery. You'll see, Hawaii is full of enchanting buried places. For the next race, the weather is expected to be great. What do you think about a convertible ride in the backcountry? We have prepared a classic for you from a very famous German brand, the BMW Z4 M40i. The Bavarian manufacturer has always been a leader in the field of roadsters. From the 4 Series through the 8 Series to the M6, there is a significant number of models that have been turned into convertibles. Almost there. Central Hawaii, the land that feeds the living.
E ha'i mo'olelo ana au ia oe. He ko'i ka mo'olelo. Pela e pili, ai ke kanaka I kono au a puni. E hui, koke aku no. Kaua I ke hoa.
First pick. I couldn't resist. These wind turbines are inspiring. Or rather, how you doing, my friend? Whee. Now you're here. Might be nice to learn a few words besides alo. The top down on the convertible. Sunflowers everywhere. What a real weekend in the country. The island is dotted with crops everywhere. Sugarcane down south, bananas up north, and pineapples all in the middle. remember another legend I used to hear. All that you see came to be thanks to the god Lono. Oh, don't miss that left turn. Lono is the one who brings balance with the wet seasons, making this land fertile. Poetry, but get some sad parts. Shall we? Smile. Nice. So, when it rains, it's said that Lono is crying for the woman he lost, Kaikilani. Poetic, I told you. And all his tears make everything grow. I don't like bother you with too much. You are racing after all. Check out those buildings. Got it. That's Honolulu. Surf next time.
Kiss me with my own eyes, every girl I seen it. Late night vibes, I need your high, let me get one hit. try my best to make you smile. I never said I was perfect, I still like demons. I won't pick the sound that star and look drunk as you think you need. Rub your body just like it's gold. Won't trust the bottom of you, little genius. OMG, let's spice things up. I got a little bit of in my veins. Loving on you is taking its toll. I hope still when you love me that you mean. Heaven's too real to dream off real. Trust me with my own eyes, baby girl, I seen it. Late night vibes, I need your heart. Baby girl, I'm beaming. In too deep.
To the shore. You'll love the next vehicle. You know the serial version because it's a famous Ford, but we added a little touch of Hawaii to it.
Is that Ford Bronco made in Oahu? Ah, perfect. This is the exact car we need today. We're going to the beaches of Waimea, where the mountains rise from the water. Waikiki? Sure, but there's another precious spot. Trust me. Let's take a photo of this spot. Perfect for surfing. We call that He'enalu. Everybody here surfs. Duke is the most famous. But long before that, points of every class and calling enjoyed surfing. Even Lono surfed, although he preferred to surf the heavens. Whoa, bro, look at this lava giant. Majestic. Black sand comes from that volcano. Trying to walk barefoot on the heat, it's like walking on fire. Try go take a look in this cave over here. Bruh, pretty mean. check the sea monster on your left. We arrived at White on 9, my favorite surf spot. The first wave, all you.
To show you Hawaii without mentioning surfing. Keola has his spots, but it's up to you to discover others. The island is full of them. Another element and enter the furnace. So you need a car that is also tough and powerful. Good thing you're driving the 1969 Camaro Z28. Someone once said that this car eats Mustangs for breakfast. It should definitely be up to the task. You're in. I'll hand over the comms to Keola.
Nona ke kino kahe a vai. E a e ana I na ala me na ale. E mo olelo awane e kaua nona.
visit, friend. Hope you enjoy the cool water. Where we're going, the temperature is much higher. To the volcano. All the mountains around you are volcanic. Some are sleeping, but the others, no need point you a picture. Pele, she's the goddess of the volcano. They say the volcano's activity is the same as her temper. Sometimes calm, sometimes explosive. You're driving in the territory of a fearsome goddess. Definitely worth a vote. Pele continues to make Hawaii. Because of her, we can witness the process of creation. Might sound crazy, but volcanoes are a source of luck. Powerful and breathtaking giants that show us the balance of destruction and creation. Awesome. The rocky flows of a few seconds ago has transitioned to a wet and fertile land. This is what Hawaiians proudly call Kulaivi. Another difficult word, huh? There's a nice Japanese temple hidden there, but might be tough to stop. But let's take a picture. To keep it simple, Kulaivi is your homeland. The place that claims you, feeds you, and that you take care of. surf, and it's bronze, obviously. It feels like the end. The Rainbow Bridge will make a perfect spot to mark the occasion. Smile. Bruh, nice. I'm a fan of the volcano one.
Congratulations, driver. You've ascended a step closer to being a Motorfest legend. A new reward is waiting for you within the activity menu.
When we say love,
in the wave through the hood now. Why you eat bread with avocado? We be trying to dash shells before it landing our tomato. Singing all my sorrows on Apollo. I been trying to pave the way, but they didn't tell me it was potholes. America ain't dreaming, they been scheming when the birth.
Hold on, my nigga. You talking way too much. Speak about some girls or some money or some diamonds or something. I'm not telling you to rap, not to rap how you rap, but make something we can vibe to.
Sounding like a real anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now she think I answer. Whoa, telling me she wanted me to hammer. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No, I can never trick. Unless the bitch is my bitch with a kiss on my lips like, oh, I am not a pimp. I'm the man in the city, and my bank account bigger, and my body count bigger, that's without a doubt.
New challenges unlocked.
What you all about? What your dollar amount? You a boy scout, I'm a boy. This shit sound corny, mother. Turn this shit off, bro. I can't rap how everybody else rap, bro. Everybody talk about hoes, cars, clothes, chains, and money. That shit corny as fuck, bro.
New challenges unlocked. New challenges unlocked. harshness of the West, now I invite you to the wilds of the North. Between sand, asphalt and mud, an all-terrain car is needed. So, here's our response. Neo engineering, retro touch, wild attitude, all yours for this race, the Dodge Challenger SRT, cross-country edition.
Aloha no, kau a ku ka mānao, kau maha ka nao. Ia nae, ka mahele, e lanai, ka manao. A pili aku ko uka, pua me ko kaipua. He pili ona ona mai kai, ke aloha.
Wild north this time. The less you ride on asphalt, the better you will be. A good start. The white sandy beaches of Kavela Bay. A serene treasure away from the hustle and bustle. Famous resort on your left. Perfect place to spot some honu. So what you think? We should leave the road for a bit, yeah? Check out some untamed paths. These jungles are some of the most unspoiled on the island. Beautiful and unique. Hawaii is more than 2,500 miles away from the nearest landmass. No forest in the world looks exactly like this one. Enjoy the winding descent. There's a nice view. You're about to pass right by the Laie Hawaii Temple, or at least behind it. That was quick, but we still got the photo. Kaipa power forests are great. I love how the sunlight breaks through the tree branches. Going sideways in the jungle. Bruh, I never seen a Dodge Challenger do that before. This one's for the gallery. The Northeast Beaches. Another volcanic beach. Rah, becoming a specialist. There is still much to discover here. White, black, or green, there are literally beaches of all colors here in these islands. That was a nice trip.
Have a deep connection with the sea. The only way to understand it is to go and splash around a bit. A powerboat designed by the Motorfest team is waiting for you at Lai Point. The Proto MK2, slick and agile.
Glad to see you're seabound. Careful, it might not look it, but the way the buoys move, the sea is rough. It's time to prove your skills. These waves are not easy to navigate. Go starboard. After that huge rock, there's a killer view of the eastern mountains. On a Navy ship? You're brave like a true Hawaiian sailor. Not many know it, but 1,000 years before Columbus stepped foot on the Americas, we were already exploring a country bigger than Russia, Polynesia. The ancestral people of Hawaii found their way using the best kind of GPS, the sky and the stars. I'd say that made us the greatest explorers on the face of the earth, right? Don't mind my pride, because our wayfinding traditions help define who we are. Look to your right, we've come back to Kaneohe. This swell must make fishermen happy. Taste the ama if you can. Simply, oh no. By the way, your boat is great, sure, but the next time, let's sail to the stars on a real va'a. Another shipwreck graffiti. Port side. cruise finishes at Manana, the Rabbit Island. Don't look for the rabbits though, none left. They were all moved to another place, like a farm or something.
Signing out. The Motorfest has made a gift for a budding sailor. Look in your inventory. The Proto MK2 is now yours. You're about to take in the island from a whole new perspective. The sky. Get ready to meet a United States Marine Corps aviation legend, the Transport F4U Corsair. Immediate takeoff. Be warned, this veteran's still got it.
Welcome aboard! Ready for a little tour of the island from the sky? You remember the falls in Manoa Valley? Look, straight ahead. Honolulu in the light of the setting sun. By the way, Kaneohe must be great at this time. Head over the mountains and see for yourself. gaining altitude. Look to your right. No lies here. The beautiful Molokai. The next landscape deserves a photo. A suspension bridge over the Kahana State Park. That valley leads to the ocean. There used to be dinosaurs around here, like 30 years ago. It was for a little Hollywood movie. But they were there, I swear. Be careful when you dive. You'll pick up speed. Welcome to Wahiawa, old seat of government, the area of old called Lihue. You see that huge fruit? The city is the place of the famous pineapple plantation and its giant maze. You could come back here after our trip. This is where the Electric Odyssey playlist begins. Trees are scarce. You are back in the land of Pele. That's the Keck Observatory. Go there when the sun's still low. You simply must immortalize this moment. Oh, mean. Bro, they got graffiti on the floor. That's news to me. Enjoy Kalailoa for a while. I'm afraid we're getting closer to the end of our tour. The most infamous bay on Oahu. You're gonna want a picture of this. Snap away. Let's start our descent and get ready for the landing. arriving in Honolulu, the last stop of our trip.
Shown your worth by flying the Veteran. Now it will fly only for you. The Transport F4U Corsair is yours. A present from the Motorfest.
Pamehana Maikala. Hau oli, mai no ke ola. Ua lohe paha oi no Maui. Maui a piki. Maui a ho'opaha I kala. Maui nui a iwa iwa. E ole o Maui. Piha pono ai ke au. I ka mehana o kala.
Honolulu, the gathering place. This is where I live. Choke things to show you. But we only have time for one race. So, how do you feel about going on a street art tour? Look at this building. It's like the town's welcoming you. You'll see a lot of them in town. All of them with its own style and meaning. Driving in the state capitol. Crazy. Pay attention. An amazing mural on your right soon. Kamehameha's art. 2 generations linked by Hawaiian culture. Beautiful. Chee-hoo. The race is getting crazy. Don't miss the next one. You remember Lono? That's him with Kaikilani, the woman he loved. Check out these Hawaiian patterns. It celebrates the oceanic people and all of the great heritage and traveling across the great expanse. Made by my boy, another local, Corey Tom. Here we go again. The festival. I love what they've done here. Another gathering place. So blessed to be with you on this journey. I'm not saying goodbye, but instead, ahui home. We'll surely meet again. The island is not so big.
There's a reward vehicle waiting for you. I don't see many other places that could top this island with the next Motorfest edition in my database. Photos make great memories, but cars even more so. The Ford Bronco is yours, and it comes with a complimentary rubber ring for lounging around. You've earned it. New playlist ahead. Let's go! New playlist ahead. Let's go! Making this next playlist. One clue, it centers on one of the most famous car models of all time. I'm terrible at keeping secrets. It's a Porsche. Okay, you've probably guessed that it's the 911. Let's find out what makes this car iconic. Head to the container in Pearl Harbor and let's get behind the wheel of a legend.